Welcome to Discrimination, Retaliation, Fraud, and Racketeering, Episode 9. Today's date is 2/23/2022, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with an approximate timeline. And the main topic of today is illegal degree change at Wenatchee Valley College. So let's go ahead and get started with the approximate timeline. The Washington Department of Health and Labor and Industries illegally gave up my whistleblower protection confidentiality without my consent for reporting the doctors for fraud and illegal activity. Approximate timeline focused on criminals that engaged in blackmail and fraud. Sherry Padruzny set me up with a false class schedule in the past, then changed the program so the biology of cells class was not going to count as a prerequisite to meet the science requirement, so I would not get accepted in the Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree program. The two Yakima Valley Wrestling College coaches and I filed a discrimination complaint back then, 2009 to 2011. I finally got accepted in the Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree program. I almost never had a single day where some game or type of abuse wasn't inflicted upon me. My junior year in the program, I witnessed them fail the only other male student in the program when he was a straight A student and doing excellent work. 2011, I received my Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree from Yakima Valley College. I was licensed in Oregon State and working as a dental hygienist in 2012. See letters of recommendation. In 2013, I was licensed in both Oregon and Washington State and went to work in Olympia, Washington as a dental hygienist for Bright Now Dental. See letter of recommendation from my assistant. I worked at Bright Now Dental for approximately 13 months. After approximately 5 months of working at Bright Now Dental, I received a $5 an hour pay increase because of my excellent performance. The doctors at Bright Now Dental were ordering me to work on medically compromised patients where patient safety was a concern, so I brought these safety concerns up to the company and I was illegally terminated. Bright Now Dental manager Lori Dowling, District Manager Lindsay English were all involved in stealing approximately $1,500 of my paid time off, and it could be as high as $3,000. I received unemployment through Bright Now Dental because they illegally terminated me for bringing up patient safety concerns. The Department of Health and Labor and Industries covered up the crimes. Racist Bright Now Dental manager Lori Dowling believes that Asians cannot spell at all and implies that they are stupid right at the Bright Now Dental office around many of the employees. Bright Now Dental would rather keep on criminal racist managers such as Lori Dowling that are involved in stealing the dental hygienists approximately $1,500 in paid time off, and it could be as high as $3,000. Check previous videos, and more on Bright Now Dental may be coming soon. 2015, I went to work at Perry Family Dental with Dr. Blake Perry in Mount Vernon, Washington. The manager, Andre Barbano, and Dr. Blake Perry illegally changed my chart notes and were doing insurance fraud under my name. Dr. Blake Perry got caught lying under oath and using illegal software with Judge Jan Barnett. I worked there approximately 13 months, and Dr. Perry stole approximately $2,300 in paid time off, but then paid it when I exposed him to Judge Jan Barnett. Dr. Perry received approximately 9 violations from Labor and Industries after I had to resubmit the complaint that East Wenatchee Labor and Industries tried to hide. See previous videos for more relating to Dr. Perry. More may be coming soon. 2017. I already have my Dental Hygienist Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree from Yakima College, and I was licensed in both Oregon and Washington State. I was currently receiving unemployment because I quit Dr. Blake Perry for illegal activity in the workplace. I went back to college in Wenatchee, Washington for a Wenatchee Valley College Business Management program. The government, unemployment, Department of Health, Somthing Batch, Wenatchee Valley College Business Management Program teacher, Wenatchee College, Perry Dental, Jim Bowling at SkillSource, a branch of the state unemployment, etc., were all involved in fraud and blackmailing me by illegally changing the degree from business manager to business assistant because they knew that I am already a dental hygienist and wanted to be both a business manager and dental hygienist of a dental office so I could make sure that all the paperwork and other office tasks were being performed correctly, which would help me be more marketable. This is information that I sent to unemployment because I believe when I quit the program that Wenatchee Valley College illegally changed, they were trying to make me pay the money back. This is what I sent to the unemployment that states, I went to Wenatchee Valley College for the winter and spring quarters of 2017. I received straight A grades and made the president's list both the quarters I attended. The head instructor of the business management program reported to me that they were changing the title of the program from business management to business assistant. I contacted Jim Bowling at SkillSource, who was the person that advised me through all the training requirements. I told Jim about the title of the program change and he replied, "That is not what you signed up for." I then told him that I wanted to quit the program because of the title change. I asked Jim Bowling if I needed to report this information to the unemployment office. Jim stated, "No, I do not need to report this information to the unemployment, but I need to quit claiming unemployment benefits." I haven't claimed unemployment since the last week of school. I went back to work after I quit claiming unemployment benefits. I haven't claimed unemployment benefits since I was instructed to by Jim and quit claiming, which was the last week of spring quarter. This was approximately 10 months ago, so I don't understand why I'm receiving this progress report now. If you have any further questions, you can contact Jim Bowling at the SkillSource Center with the following phone number, 509-663-3091, or his email address, jim@skillsource.org. 2017, Dr. Charles Morgan from Ocean Shores Dental in Ocean Shores, Washington, wanted me to follow illegal orders by doing an adult profile on every patient. And then he wrote up an illegal protocol so he did not have to sign the charts before I performed the treatment that Dr. Morgan was ordering me to do. Dr. Morgan received approximately 6 violations from Labor and Industries. Labor and Industries did an insufficient investigation by not getting documentation on the spore testing. See previous videos for more relating to Dr. Morgan. More may be coming soon. 2017 to 2018, I got accepted in the Bachelor's of Applied Science in Dental Hygiene degree program at Yakima Valley College. Sherry Pedrusny, the Dental Hygiene Program Coordinator and Teacher, accepted Wenatchee Valley College English 203 research class as the last coursework I needed to complete. Sherry Pedrusny put an order for Wenatchee Valley College English 203 research teacher Leslie Lampkin to engage in fraud by illegally removing, not installing, and misrepresenting my syllabus assignment requirements in the Wenatchee Valley College Canvas computer system. Leslie Lampkin also works at Mansfield School District, Washington State. Public record evidence shows many of the Mansfield School students are failing and have missing assignments. I have missing assignments because Leslie Lampkin engaged in fraud, so the children at Mansfield are probably being cheated too. The Wenatchee College, Yakima College, Washington State Board of Community and Technical Colleges, Attorney General, Office for Civil Rights, Special Agent Dana McKay, Federal Courts, Health Department, Labor and Industries, etc. were all involved in covering up the discrimination, retaliation, fraud, racketeering scandal. And the government criminals weaponized all the agencies against the people that report criminal activity. 2019, Seattle, Washington attorney David O. and David O. defense firm stole $10,000 cash paid in full from me by abandoning me and breaking our contract in the federal court lawsuit because David O. was threatened and or bribed. 2022, currently I do not have my Bachelor's of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree that I earned. See all previous videos and more to come. So today's date is 2/23/2022. I still do not have my Bachelor's of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree that I earned. But let's go ahead and get started with the Something batch title change here.
Yes, nothing's really changed in terms of all I did is map out classes that overlap and put it all in one degree. So instead of having these two sides, it's all going to be administrative assistant. I renamed it back to assistant instead of management because people have the thought that this is a management degree. It's not. So we rebranded back to that. Just we have one management class, and to call it a management degree is, my board said it's misleading. So students think it's a management degree when it's not. Okay, it's just a program and it's for technical support in an office. No, so that's all. There's not much change in the program. So if you want to keep this for yourself, this start with that.
And can you print a copy of that too? So and then with the other one, so I can get something whatever, so we can try the comparison to those classes and the difference.
Oh, look at it. So this is going to be published in the catalog this fall.
Good afternoon, Skill Source. This is Shannon.
Jim Bowling.
Just a moment.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. This is David.
David?
David Niemeyer.
David!
Yeah.
What's up, David?
So I just finished out my other quarter, and I've got straight A's for 2 quarters in a row. But
Oh, sweet.
yeah, I'm not going to do any more of the schooling because I don't like changing the title on that, and I just thank you.
Hey, can you hold this one sec?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on there. Okay. Sorry, managing different phones. So, yes, go on.
Yeah, so I feel like I've wasted, 6 months of my life already, and it's like I just don't feel with that them changing the title like that is gonna do me any justice for what I was really planning on doing.
Right. So, what do you want to do?
I want to start looking for work and trying to find a job.
Sweet. Are you receiving training benefits?
Yeah, I am. When I first started going to school, I was still on the regular.
On the regular.
And then as it went through, it just transferred into the training benefits.
Gotcha. Yeah. So as soon as you're done with school, that stops.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's your claim, and you're in charge of it. But I helped somebody with a big mess one time a long time ago, and it just you stop claiming.
Okay.
Stop claiming as soon as you're done with school.
Okay. So that's the way.
So where do you want to go to work? What are you looking for?
I'm trying to get hygiene still, and
Okay.
gonna be applying wherever I can, and just start looking, keep going for it. Just like I was before, and
Right.
even though it kind of stopped, me for 6 months, but I'm still gonna
college and see what's up next time I see somebody from up there, because it's weird to change the title of a program when somebody's in the program.
Do I need to report this to the unemployment?
No, you can just stop claiming.
Just stop claiming and not
Yep.
claim? Okay.
They're good. Yep. And if I can help you with the job search, you can stop in and see me.
Yeah, I might have to do that if I'm not finding anything here pretty quick. So.
Yep, come on in.
Okay, Jim.
All right, Jim. Thanks for the call, man.
Jeff, thank you.
You got it. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
Yes.
All right, bye. Bye.
Now, Jim Bowling, he knew all about the training and everything. He was the one that advised me through all the training requirements, so he's lying there. He's playing the willful blindness card because he knows what the government and the state boards and all of them are trying to do to me, and so he's just trying to act like he don't know, but he knows all about all that. But it's just the game they're doing to try to blackmail and fraud me. It's just another scandal. So let's go ahead and go through some more evidence here. And here is what was sent to unemployment. And he said that I did not need to report it, and that was just so they could try to come back and hope I lose all the evidence and try to make me pay the money back. And so it's all a game and scandal. And then they were worried because when I filed a lawsuit on Lampkin on the Bachelor's of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree program, they were worried something about these training benefits was going to come back. So they started sending me surveys from University of Washington. And you're going to have to go through this kind of quick. Here's some proof. They were mailing me these because they were worried because they ended up deleting all the evidence and they wanted to know how I was going to respond to everything. Here's another letter that was sent to me trying to get me to fill out a survey because they were worried that, because they know what they did by changing the degree title was illegal. And there's that. Now let's get into why the whole lawsuit was filed. When Leslie Lampkin at Wenatchee Valley College stole out my syllabus assignment requirements, and this was sent to Colorado Licensing Board for the dental hygiene, and it just proves that they were all in on trying to defame my character and fraud and blackmail me in every direction. Some more proof here. And you'll have to look back at previous videos for all the evidence. Now, after I filed the lawsuit, Wenatchee Valley College got scared, and so they started doing some construction work to try to get rid of all the evidence. And here is Jim Richardson, the Wenatchee Valley College president. And what do you know? Here's the sheriff here and the senator, Brad Hawkins. And they're all in showing, look, we're getting rid of the evidence. Oh, they're all in with President Jim Richardson there. And look, they spent $37 million to try to destroy evidence here. And then after that, I started putting stuff online about Dr. Perry and all them and the colleges and all the legal softwares and stuff. So then they got scared and actually deleted out all their systems, and they hacked their system, and they put out this fake article because they wanted to delete all of the evidence and all their servers. They delete all the backup storage and everything because they were so worried about all the legal stuff they were doing. So that just shows you. And you'll have to look through it all and find how right here A college in our system suffered a massive ransomware attack and all their servers were impacted, including their backup data, so they couldn't recover anything. Their own people hacked the system because they were so scared of all the crimes I was reporting. Now look, Wenatchee Valley College has been in other fraud scandals. Look at Wenatchee Valley College president Jim Richardson targeted in a whistleblower complaint. And they're talking about how he could have been involved and the college could have been involved in stealing possibly millions of dollars of taxpayer money. And it was filed by a group calling itself Concerned Citizens of Washington State. Now look over here on the auditor thing. Wow, and then it's talking about a Jackie Hawkins Jones. Hawkins. I wonder if that connects to Brad Hawkins over here. And they're related, and he was worried. They were worried that when I was turning everything in, that other fraud scandal was going to get brought back up, and maybe they didn't do it right. I wonder if that's the case. Now, let's go ahead and show you my Associate of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree from Yakima Valley College. There's proof of that. Here's proof over here how Colorado Licensing Board was trying to defame my character and say there was a disciplinary completion date, 2/5/2019. It was because I was turning everything in. It was a complete false and fraudulent claim. I've never been in any trouble by any licensing board. Well, while we're at it, we're going to show you Dr. Charles Morgan from Ocean Shores Dental was ordering me to do an illegal protocol and where he wanted adult prophy on every patient. Here's the legal protocol he signed. Now we need to get into the legal software by Dr. Blake Perry in Mount Vernon, Washington. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Then we'll get into some of the criminals and some of the other evidence to show.
I don't think I'm missing any particular information that I need to make a decision. So at this point, I'd like to ask the parties if they have a closing statement they'd like to make, and I'd ask them to be brief. Mr. Niemeyer, do you have a closing statement?
Yes, I just wanted to just say my license was in jeopardy. You heard the testimony, now you know the truth, and that's all I have to say, Your Honor, and I thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Perry, do you have a closing statement you'd like to make?
I'd just like to say that the office acted correctly, that no illegal activity took place, and that we would never allow illegal activity regardless of what this employee says about us or myself. And thanks very much.
Okay. Dr. Perry, I don't know if you were present when Andrea Barbano was good enough to offer what she had to say, but are you aware that she did at this one time actually just take out the CH from the treatment notes that Mr. Niemeyer had made on this particular patient? She just took it out?
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but if it were to happen, it would be simply to correct the chart notes so they match the procedure codes, and then the doctor at the end, the supervising dentist, would review those charges.
You had testified early on in this hearing that the software that you have actually strikes out any changes that are made to notes. And taking out documentation so that they match the billing records, you would agree that's not the correct way to make corrections, right?
Well, maybe I should say it a different way. If the procedure is set.
I think we get the picture here. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some more of the illegal capital projects and some vandalism going on in Wenatchee Valley College to get extra profits. So let's go ahead and get started with some of that.
Here's how we can get money for people to be certified. And I always think, I shouldn't say this because I work in the school system. Like, I don't think a college is a money maker for the government.
Well, that's why I'm surprised they let all that vandalism go on that, because isn't that kind of like government property? I'm surprised they.
I know, I'm surprised they left. Yeah. I didn't go in that stuff, but I heard it was bad.
One time I just went in there and there was like a whole class in there taking pictures and doing all kinds of stuff. I was like, geez, I would never do that, I would never try to vandalize anything, even if they told me I couldn't, because I feel like it's someone else's property.
When I came out the first day when I put it in, I saw already 3 things there was only 3 things. There's 3 negative things. Right? Yeah, the first day I was like, why do you think it's a good thing? Because most people are not going to follow the rules.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, there was all kinds of language. I was like, I can't believe they're allowed, because it got out of hand a little bit. I'm like, that's kind of disgusting to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Oh, free fall. I'm like, no. I said, watch what happens here.
That's probably why they went to remodel the little center to shut it down. So it was getting out of other hands.
I'm running and I said they came in on that first day. I told them not to go to the bathroom. I said, right? They went. Of course, somebody.
Were they upset about it?
Really upset. And then the next day,
they shut it down. Oh yeah, yeah, that's.
And I said, please don't go in there. I told them this is the bathroom, because I said, but they're doing this project, and it's probably out of hand, so I should have meant that. I heard that the men's bathrooms are the back. Mm-hmm. So I told them not to. This is community members coming to this college and wanting to use the bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. So I told them not to. But that doesn't mean of course they're gonna go and look.
Yeah.
But of course they didn't.
And they weren't happy, I'm sure.
This day is like solid order on the fire, and I know it's like we saw.
Which which isn't the greatest thing, because now we can't use that bathroom anymore, so we're running around in the bathroom.
I was there beginning. There was like 24 of them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they weren't happy about something like that.
And the men, they complained. The women, some of the women that is kind of cute. Like, oh, it's cute. I saw a lot of stuff that I thought was disgusting.
Yeah, they went overboard.
And it's like,
I was like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I looked at a few things. I'm like, okay, now you went a little overboard. I didn't really need to read that or see that. Yeah.
This the irony of it is, guess what the week before they did this was? The anti-racism, all that, right? The pride, right? The whole thing, and then look what happens. Obviously, those things work.
Yeah.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah.
It's like, that nothing teach you about, and then you come and you do this.
Something like that.
That's just like, why? Spend a whole week talking about how bad this stuff is, and then you turn around and you do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I still couldn't believe they let it, happen. Like, I didn't even know. I was kind of thinking that, there's some federal funding, but I kind of didn't realize, that they were going that far.
Yeah.
Into where, like, you don't want to step on, people's toes, especially the community, like you said, the community guy, upset about it. That's why they shut it down like that.
I'm sure you're mad because, and I did warn them. I said, oh, you guys want me to use the bathroom, whatever, and then you go.
Did he say something to you about it,
No,
or would he? He was
He had
upset.
a wife that worked here,
Oh.
and she told me
That
because he was in my class,
Mhm.
and so I'm sure the complaint came from him.
Probably could have been.
Because
Yeah.
his wife works on campus,
Yeah.
and she said, so my husband was in your class, and he went to use the bathroom.
And he wasn't happy about that. And you're like, well, I didn't have to inform him. I take more responsibility.
I didn't know so, but I did tell them please do not use those bathrooms if you don't want to get offended.
Or yeah.
And I did warn them, but of course you can't. They're not
Yeah,
gonna.
they're gonna
Well,
do
what's in there?
Yeah, right. That makes them more curious, probably. Like,
Well, at least I warned them in advance.
Yeah.
Walking in.
Yeah, that helps.
And I said, I apologize for the graffiti in those bathrooms. I recommend if you're easily offended, please do not. I said, no, I didn't say. He's like, if you're gonna get offended, you're gonna get offended.
You're
Is what I
gonna
said.
get it, yeah.
Go use the other bathroom.
So it wasn't that bad in the girls' bathroom, though.
I don't.
You didn't, or you seen some pretty bad
Yeah,
stuff?
I thought I was in a stall where like they were using the N-word. How many F-words can you put in a wall? And,
It's just all kinds of stuff like
and then the graphic, like just sick, like mean things about people and the president, and and I don't get that. Like I don't
Yeah, so
understand.
that's a good way to get cut off our federal funding and start talking about.
Well, I just feel
Well,
like-
if you think if you that got sent up to the president or something, he'd be like, "We're that's a sanctuary city or whatever," and he'd be cutting us off funding probably.
It's like weird. Like why would people even pick on things like that? Like why should it become that offensive and racist? And,
Yeah.
What I
People
mean?
can be so mean to people, other
It's just
people,
making sense.
just random people,
Yeah.
and they don't even know the whole story about anyone, and they're sitting there putting these bad words and this language that's just horrible.
And I hate it when people say like I don't even like hearing on TV certain words. I don't understand why.
I think you get the picture. They're, the teachers, the board are ordering students to vandalize bathrooms so they can have these capital projects where I showed you they're stealing possibly millions of dollars on end, and they're just one scandal after another. And they're just stealing from us all, and the teachers are there, they're in on it, a lot of them, and the board members, and really people like Special Agent McKay that wrote up fraudulent reports. You've seen how the sheriff was in with the senator and the president. I'm sure he wrote up fraudulent reports. I'm going to show you more on how I sent it to them. And they're all in on these scandals together. They're all getting kickbacks and money laundering. So it's not good at all what's going on here. And since we're on the racism thing, how they were doing anti-racism and rallies, but then they go and the teachers are ordering the students and directing them to vandalize bathrooms showing racist stuff. It's just it's contradicting what they're doing. And if you want to see another racist criminal, we showed it on the last one. It's Lori Dowling from Bright Now Dental in Olympia, Washington, and you'll see what she's saying about Asians. Go ahead and listen in.
Right? Click on it. What's it on Craigslist? The person could not spell it all. And they were probably like Asian. That's not how. You know what? Wow.
Try that one more time. Get a little closer, hopefully, for you.
evening. I said, I'm not. That's not how. Wow.
Okay, we got that. Now let's go through the list of some of the criminals for you here and their positions. This is Sherry Pedrusny, the Yakima Valley College dental hygiene teacher and program coordinator that put in the order for Leslie Lampkin, the English 203 research teacher at Wenatchee Valley College, to fraud my assignment requirements. So she did not have to give me my Bachelor's of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree. Here's Somfeng Batch, the head instructor for the business management program that changed it to business assistant because of her board and the state board, because they were all trying to blackmail me and fraud me. And she was the one talking about the vandalism also at the colleges. Here's Lindsay English, which was the district manager at Bright Now Dental. And she was involved in the legal termination because I was bringing up patient safety concerns. Here is the racist Lori Dowling that you heard discriminating on Asians. And she was also involved in the legal termination at Bright Now Dental. Here's Andrea Barbano, who was involved in illegally changing my chart notes and doing insurance fraud under my name at Dr. Blake Perry's office. Here's Jennifer Elliott, who was a secretary at Dr. Blake Perry's office, who Andrea Barbano was teaching how to change my chart notes illegally. There's just another picture of Sherry Pedrusny. There's the HR director at Wenatchee Valley College that was involved in covering up the fraud that Leslie Lampkin engaged in by filling out my assignment requirements. Here's Chio Flores. She does not have any expertise to read a syllabus and assignment report card and see if they match. She works at Wenatchee Valley College. You'll learn more in other videos. Here's President Jim Richardson, who's involved in all kinds of fraud scandals. He was the one named where there's still possibly millions of taxpayer money. He's involved in Leslie Lampkin's scandal. He's a big player in all the fraud scandals going on. So there's President Jim Richardson at Wenatchee Valley College. There's Joyce Hammer, who is the Director of Transfer Education at the Washington State Board for Community and Technical Colleges, and she works at Washington State, and she was involved in covering up the crime. Carly Schiffner was the Wenatchee Valley College Vice President, and let's see, Carly Schiffner got scared when I was turning in the fraud on Leslie Lampkin and ran up to the state to work with Joyce Hammer at the Washington State Board for Community and Technical Colleges to cover up the crimes. Here's the biased, corrupt judge, Salvador Mendoza Jr. at the Eastern District of Washington State Federal Court, who's covering up the crimes. That's another picture of Carly Schiffner there, closer picture. Another picture of Joyce Hammer. There's the English 203 research teacher, Leslie Lampkin, that illegally removed my summaries. He did not install my library packet and did other misrepresented my final 2 research papers because Sherry Pedrusny put in the order for him to do that so I wouldn't get my Bachelor's of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree. There's another picture of Chio Flores. There's Dr. Blake Perry, who was caught in that hearing using illegal software and changing my chart notes. And you heard about other crimes. There's William Pickett, an attorney at the Washington State Bar Association. He was the president there, and he's still a foundation member. He covered up the crimes by deleting my Facebook posts. There's another picture of Dr. Blake Perry. There's the dean, Joey Walter, at Wenatchee Valley College, who was involved in covering up the crimes. There's Dr. Lori Keller, who was involved in covering up the crimes. She was playing musical chairs, took off once she was worried that I was turning in Leslie Lampkin for the fraud. Here's Attorney General Bob Ferguson, who's providing assistance to criminals, and he's involved in it all. Here's Dr. Charles Morgan, which was writing up the legal protocol and involved in other crimes. You can look back at other videos. There's Special Agent Dana McKay from Colorado, Denver, Colorado. She wrote up a fraudulent report, and she's involved in all these crimes. Here's the sheriff, Chelan County Sheriff, who's involved. Brian Burnett, I believe is his name. Here's Hawkins, Senator Brad Hawkins involved in. And here's the president, Jim Richardson, right here, and they're all involved in covering up this organized crime. They're saying, look, we're getting rid of all the evidence together. And that's that for you. Now let's go ahead and show some more evidence here. Alright, so these are just some of my accomplishments, some of my wrestling medals, trophies, show some of the accomplishments I've done there, and it goes, let's see, go back there a second, show all that, and there's more, way more. Oh, here's how the King County Sheriff's Office mentioned you in a comment, because they stated something about how the King County Sheriff's mentioned something about how I wasn't allowed to send them the fraud and all the information I was sending, and they just delete it if I sent it to them. So they wanted to show me they were all in on the crimes together, and that was on Facebook. So they're all trying to show me. Here's my Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree, which I already showed you. This is just a picture of it. Here's Lauren Hamby, who works at the Colorado Dental Board, and she's involved. And I showed you in the earlier episodes how Greg Hamby was backdating letters with criminal intent. Here's Judge Kristen Ferreira in Wenatchee at the Chelan County, and she covered up the crimes. Here's Doug Fetterspill, a Yakima judge who I sent the information, and he covered up the crimes. Yakima County Sheriff's Office, they covered up the crimes. Wenatchee Police Department, they covered up the crimes. Chelan County Sheriffs, I already went through it with you. They were covering up the crimes. I even sent it to them on Facebook, and they were all hiding it. Thurston County Sheriffs covered up the crimes. Here's just screenshots of how they were lying and said I was disciplined when I was never disciplined by any board of dentistry. It's a complete lie and fabrication. And here's some pictures. I'm not going to go through it all. The FBI, you can see, was involved in covering it all up. Yakima Police Department, I already went through it with you, how Matthew Murray was sent down from Colorado, Denver, Colorado, what Special Agent McKay was to cover up the crimes at Yakima, and I sent them information. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services covered up the crimes, which you can see here. And the Department of Justice and all them covered up the crimes. And you can see more as when you read through. But I gotta kind of get going here and get through some of my license information, and then we're gonna try to get this ended here pretty quick here. So here is my Washington State Department of Health dental hygienist license. Here's my Oregon dental hygienist license. They don't want you seeing all my accomplishments. Here's my local anesthesia at Colorado here. Here's my dental hygienist license at Colorado. Here's my contract with attorney David O. and David O. Defense Firm and how they stole $10,000 from me by abandoning me in my federal court case because he was threatened and or bribed. Here's more proof that he went into the court case here. Another proof. Here's just some parts on the letter of recommendation. Show my skill set. How I perform local anesthesia at or above the generally accepted standards of dental hygiene. This is how I did volunteer work for Creston's Children Clinic because I like helping children that couldn't afford dental care. This was a letter of recommendation they wrote me, showing how good of a person I am, and they don't want you to see that. This is showing from a dental hygienist in Oregon that had a master's degree that I was maybe the most honest person he's ever met in his life. This is another doctor showing how I was dependable and efficient and reliable at my work. Here's one how I delivered excellent care to this doctor's patients here in Oregon. And here's more of a volunteer letter just showing how I was volunteering for homeless people, people that could not afford access to dental care. Another letter of recommendation here. They don't want you seeing any of this here. Another letter of recommendation. Another letter from my assistant at Bright Now Dental telling about working with me here. Here's the email proof how Sherry said English 203 is the last college coursework you will need to complete. BA 256 meets the statistics requirement. You will need to submit the crosswalk petition, pay for BAS 402, 403, and 404. Coursework is not required for these courses. 400 level credits are transcripted for BAS 402, 403, and 404 based on the Dental Hygiene National Board scores. Submit your application. Please contact Donna Fulton for more information on the crosswalk petition process. Then they told Leslie Lampkin to fraud out my assignment requirements. This was from Leslie Lampkin. And he wrote me, I can assure you that nobody's going to dig back in the course assignments to make sure you completed all the work listed in the syllabus. When the college audits your degree requirements, they will make sure to look to make sure that you completed and passed all the required courses for your degree. You passed my class and did so with a pretty respectable grade. And then we got how the children at Mansfield School District have missing assignments with Leslie Lampkin. And we'll go through a few of those. Here's my basic life support from American Heart Association that I completed recently. Here's how Facebook's involved in covering up the crimes and tampering with evidence. And here is just more on the children at Mansfield that are, gotta go through them fast. They're on all the other episodes, so if you missed something here, just go ahead and go back and keep looking. Like I said, here's my Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree. Here's 75 questions that nobody wants to answer at OCR or anywhere else. All right. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and go over one more time the topic today, which was 2017. I already have my Dental Hygienist Associates of Applied Science and Dental Hygiene degree from Yakima College, and I was licensed in both Oregon and Washington State. I was currently receiving unemployment because I quit Dr. Blake Perry for illegal activity in the workplace. I went back to college in Wenatchee, Washington for a Wenatchee Valley College Business Management program. The Government Unemployment Department of Health, Somfang Batch, Wenatchee Valley College Business Management Program teacher, Wenatchee College Perry Dental, Jim Bowling at SkillSource, a branch of the state unemployment, etc. were all involved in fraud and blackmailing me by illegally changing the degree from business manager to business assistant because they knew that I am already a dental hygienist and wanted to be both a business manager and dental hygienist. Oh, sorry. Fell there. Okay, let's see if we can finish here. Okay, so let's just start where they were all involved in fraud and blackmailing me by illegally changing the degree from business manager to business assistant because they knew that I'm already a dental hygienist and wanted to be both a business manager and dental hygienist of a dental office so I could make sure that all the paperwork and other office tasks were being performed correctly, which would help me be more marketable. This is information that I sent to unemployment because I believe when I quit the program that Wenatchee Valley College illegally changed. They were trying to make me pay the money back. This is what I sent to the unemployment that states I went to Wenatchee Valley College for the winter and spring quarters of 2017. I received straight A grades and made the president's list both the quarters I attended. The head instructor of the business management program reported to me that they were changing the title of the program from business management to business assistant. I contacted Jim Bowling at SkillSource, who was the person that advised me through all the training requirements. I told Jim about the title of the program change and replied, "That is not what you signed up for." I then told him that I wanted to quit the program because of the title change. I asked Jim Bowling if I need to report this information to the unemployment office. Jim stated, "No, I do not need to report this information to unemployment, but I need to quit claiming unemployment benefits." I haven't claimed unemployment since the last week of school. I went back to work after I quit claiming unemployment benefits. I haven't claimed unemployment benefits since I was instructed to by Jim, and I quit claiming, which was the last week of spring quarter. This was approximately 10 months ago, so I don't understand why I'm receiving this progress report now. If you have any further questions, you can contact Jim Bowling at the SkillSource Center with the following phone number, 509-663-3091, or his email address is jim@skillsource.org. And you can kind of see all the different crimes that's going on. You can tell that they could be covering it up at Facebook, and I have an account also on Twitter and YouTube. But now I'm currently trying to post everything on Rumble and be checking Truth Social soon. And I'll see you on the next episode of Discrimination, Retaliation, Fraud, Racketeering, Exposing the Truth. Thank you very much.